this is David Lynn, and you are with me for a Sunday episode of Coffee Talk, number 493 live stream. It is 7 p.m., 8/17/25. And hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Joseph Moore, how are you doing, Joseph? Thank you for stopping by. I hope you and the family are doing well. Has your daughters, or have your kids, has school started for them, Joseph? Hello, Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79. Relaxing, that's good. I have been doing clothes today. Been washing clothes, drying clothes, putting them in hangers. Got one more load that's in the dryer right now. Trying to get ready. Yes, my daughter started last week. Yes. So this will be the second week of school for me. This will be the fourth week that I've been working, but the second week of school. So I went in 2 weeks early. Uncle Al and his can opener. Oh, good Lord. What did you do? Send a P-38 or a P-51 or some such? When I send out... All right, now. When I send out this is a can opener. It's also a bottle opener. Good manual one. That's what I've been sending to people when I've been sending them P-38. Yeah, they're neat and they work, but I think you work your butt off trying to get that can open. But they are quite small, so they don't take up much room. Well, I did get my 2,000 subscriber video released today. Last time I looked at it, it had about 50 views. Yoda, how are you doing, Dave? I hope you're feeling better. My friend Yoda from Georgia. Yeah, Uncle Al's lucky. he's a lucky guy. But you know, honestly, there were 12 names in that hat. And I pulled out a few extra names just to prove that, just to show, well, this is who would have been second, this would have been third, this is who fourth. But I pulled out Uncle Al's first, so he won. And he has won one time before, I believe. So Uncle Al hit 2,500 subscribers, and I hit 2,025. And making fun of our friend Dave, he probably hit about 16,000 or so. He's already way up there in the stratosphere. Drinking a Monster energy drink. I may be up all night. Well, I hit 16K last night. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. So at some point in time, and I know there's only a few of you in here right now. I think there's like 5 people, 4 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. And I've identified Joseph, Uncle Al, and Dave. So 3 of y'all have identified yourselves, and there's maybe a couple of more people somewhere lurking. I will tell y'all when hello Belinda's Country Living. Belinda, you will be the next person to get a box from me in the near future. I got Belinda's address, and she'll get one of the boxes I've been sending out to people that they're not winners, but I do send out boxes to folks. And then I do have boxes. I cater what's in a box that I send out based upon what have I sent them before, and it's usually it's prepper related stuff. So she'll be getting a box from me. Hello, Holly. Holly Ivans, probably after Belinda gets her box, she'll be the next person after Belinda to get a follow up box from me. And Holly has received from me in the past, so I always take in consideration, well, what did I send her before, and then that will make a determination as to stuff that I will put in the follow up box that I send. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Holly might have been a winner at one point. I can't remember who's won what. I have to go back and I have to review periodically to figure out who did what and who I did what to or sent what to or whatever, to make that sound right. What I sent somebody. I can't. Little Lone Prepper, how's it going? And after Holly, Little Lone Prepper will be next, so she's probably 3 boxes back. I look at, when was the last time I sent somebody something, and then I also look at the fact, I send new people stuff based on, man, this person's been coming to me a lot, they're giving me a lot of support, they're here, and I said, I think this time, that I thank them for their support, and then I will send them something, and that's how that works. It's over 100 in Soviet California. Good Lord. Yeah, Soviet California. So I have 8 in the house and 6 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. I appreciate it. Got an interesting topic this evening when we get started. I'm going to wait a few minutes before we do that. But today's topic is basically packing a food relief parcel for cousin Dumas and family this fall or winter. 102, a cool 102, right? Oh dear God, God bless you. God bless you. God bless everybody. God bless us, everyone. So, I had been doing some paperwork today, going through bills, going through medical bills, my wife's medical bills and such, various things. I will tell you all that as I'm sending follow-up boxes and such to people, I got in a bunch of the Constitution of the United States. You hand this to a liberal and it'll burn their hands. You want to see if somebody's a liberal, if they get an ugly look on their face when they see it. If they get that constipated look, like they're semi-constipated and they're retarded. This is like a crucifix to a vampire. And I've been sending those out to people. If you're in my live stream, you're not one of those woke people that I've said enough about that. But anyway, that's where we are at right now. 10 in the house. Hello, Verna. How you doing? Vase Place. Verna is I guess you'd call her the quail whisperer. She is She is a good friend, and she live streams. I can't. I haven't been keeping up with people. Um, I respond to stuff that comes up in my recommended. So, like, if I've hit the notifications, I get some notifications for people. Certain people I get regular notifications for. Some I get periodic. And I don't know what it is with the algorithm, with YouTube. Uh, in the past, a couple of years back, periodically, because I would basically follow everything and I'd watch everything that Uncle Al put out. He'd watch what I put out, and he put out a lot more. He put out a lot more than I do. Excuse me, my voice. Oh dear God. Excuse me. Nope. No Bud here. We don't drink Bud Light. No Bud. Bud is no bueno to us. Dave, you're having an optical delusion. There is no Bud here. And I don't drink Bud anyway. That is true. Verna, I have a thing for people that come onto my live stream and will never leave me a like. I have a thing about that. Good manners, you leave a like. The people who come in here leave me likes. And there's one particular channel that never, and I've asked them to, I've been on their stuff in the past, I don't go now, and I always left a like and always leave a comment. And I got a thing about people that don't have the manners or the home training to have good manners and to, say hello and leave a like. Hello, Melinda Elliott. How's it going? Thank you, Melinda. Oh, I'm doing fine. And I apologize if I hurt somebody's feelings. It's not my intention to hurt anybody's feelings. But I have, in some ways, I'm stiff-necked, and manners to me are very important. And if I offend somebody, I apologize. I do not intend to offend anybody. I don't try to say things that are offensive to people. I laugh at myself. I'm not the person I used to be. My mind isn't what it used to be. You'd never know that I have 5 degrees, but I have 5 degrees, So it's just, people ask me about stuff. I go, we were talking 40 years ago, or 35 or 40 years ago. And my mind isn't. So, and everybody's entitled to an opinion. That is true. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. A lot of times you go onto a channel and they have guidelines that they have up, that you have to check off on. I don't have guidelines. My guidelines are common sense and good manners. I don't put up guidelines for people to check off on. I don't advertise for memberships, where I want people to I don't take super chats. I don't ask people to send me money. I could set that up. You know, I don't request super chats. I don't sell merchandise. There may come a day when I start selling a mug, or it'll probably be something that I'll just give away, because most of you know how I am about giving stuff away. I'm not a content creator, but I thought views and comments help the channel. They do. Views and comments help the channel, make me happy. You wanna do something for me? Um, when you comment on my when you leave a like and you comment on my content, which I don't put out a lot of content. If you go look back and you look at the dates on some of my stuff, it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I put out a video. This latest one I put out, it was the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. That happened 2-3 weeks ago. That I hit the 2,000. I don't put out a lot of videos. When I put out a video, I try to make it something worthy of putting out. And I don't purposely put out something that's like really long. Unfortunately, when I put out a MRE review, those take around 20 minutes. If I'm going to go ahead and do the full review the way an MRE reviewer does it, it's going to take 20, 22 minutes, 18 minutes. But it's going to take me a lot of time. I try to keep my other stuff short or shorter. And then I do put out, I try to put out a 2 or 3. You know, Dave tells me, Uncle Al, well, he's always telling me, put out 2 videos a day. No, I can't do that. It's like, you give me chest pains. No, I never put out 2 videos. Once in a while, I've got some stuff lined up where I release them. I've released 2 videos in a day, and then it might be a month before I release any more, you know, but I had 2 ready to go and I released them. But I try to space my stuff out. And I will sometimes put out, there have been days I put out 4 or 5 shorts. I usually don't. Most of the time I don't. There's some days I put out 1. There are days I don't put out any. So I don't put out a lot of content, but I try to make the content that I put out some sort of relevant, you know, to me. Like right now, most of the shorts I'm putting out are either me going and shopping, showing the price of gasoline or eggs, or I'm getting ready to do an Audi haul short, showing you what all I bought yesterday at Audi's. I went and spent about $100 over at Audi for meats and various things, you know, for the coming week. And I'll put out that short. It's about 50 seconds long. So you know, if somebody's basically wanting to be kind to me, leaving a kind comment and a like, that's the kindest thing you can do for me. And if you are somebody who has my number or who wants to have my number, I pretty much freely, I don't put it out on my, you know, my channel, but I mean, I will, if you send me an email with your number, I will respond and I will communicate with you. And if you want to text, or if you want to talk on the phone, or if you want to, you know, if you just want to email, like I don't think Enrique's come in here yet. Becoming Dangerous, how are you doing, Wayne? The Ungrateful Peasant. Wayne's got 2 good channels. And he's been busy, and I haven't seen him lately, and I haven't visited him lately, but I appreciate you coming over, Wayne. $11 watching and 11 likes. Took 3 hours to make 14 shorts today. Normally 2 hours. I do them tonight. Have a little more oomph in them. Okay. I have left likes and comments on several of your shorts today, Dave, that have been popping up on me when I periodically go and look at what's going on. And I have commented on a few comments that have been, you know, that people have made comments to me. And I've commented and responded to some of them, and I apologize if I haven't responded to your comments. But I work at it. Sometimes I do a bunch, and sometimes I do a few. And it just sort of is what it is. But like, I did a lot more this summer when I was off for 2 months. I really worked the channel when I was off for 2 months. I put out a little more content, put out a few more shorts, put out a few more posts. I did a post today. I think maybe I did 2 posts. I don't know. I did a post today stating that I'd be doing coffee talk today at 7 p.m. And my posts will get 8 or 10, and it depends on when I put them out. You know, this post I put out about today's live stream was about 2 hours ago. I put one out about 5 o'clock. So I should have probably put it out way earlier, but I didn't, you know, put it out way earlier. So we're basically 21 minutes into the live stream, and let's talk a little bit about the topic. And again, I'd like to thank Alan Sato, Uncle Al Die Bullfrog 79, for providing me today's topic. He sent me notes, which I have placed in my my book, and I keep track of basically how I'm doing my live streams and such. So today's topic, packing a food relief parcel for cousin Dumas and family this fall or winter that can be eaten. You know, a parcel of food, you know, like a box. No ready-made buckets from Walmart or Costco. Well, for one thing, if you're going to buy a ready-made bucket, and it's not one of those little 48-hour or 72-hour buckets, which are basically for one person, or maybe for two people, you're going to spend $25, $30 for a ready-made bucket. And it's not going to, yeah, Dumas and his family need a lot of help. It's not going to do a lot, you know, it's not going to feed them for very long. Now, you get the church boxes that they put out usually once a month. They got a food bank and people donate, and they get stuff from other churches. They get stuff from stuff that's getting ready to go out. They get stuff donated to them. People, they donate, you know, to the poor, and they put together a box. I used to be involved with Angel Food Ministries. Every month on a Saturday, an 18-wheeler would pull up to the church where I attended in Corpus Christi, and we would unload lots and lots and lots of stuff that would go into the gym at our church. So we'd sort it out and be putting it in boxes, and then people would come and pick it up. We gave them out to the poor, but then people also bought them. You know, members of the church would also pay, and it was like inexpensive, like maybe $25, $30 for a box. And I've been packing at the church over 150 food parcels for fall, winter. Who is Dumas? Uncle Al, would you mind explaining? Oh, he did. It's a code for. Yep, it is. You know, basically, you're mentally, you know, the one that, you know, the funniest thing I'll tell you, as far as Dumas is concerned, or my Dumas thing, you get somebody who's wearing one of these little masks, and I want to say Happy Halloween. They're wearing a mask, and you know, and these masks are not stopping anything. So if you want to basically get that light bulb to go on above their head, say, hey, when you pass by that public restroom that stinks, and you're wearing your mask, and you can smell the restroom, yeah, do you think that mask is blocking viruses? And then they sort of look at you glass-eyed. Then sometimes the light bulb comes on. It's like, you know, that's cousin Dumas. Oh man, Kayla Boo. Hello, Kayla Boo. Thanks for stopping by. Kayla Boo has a wonderful channel. Puts out lots of content. I like her little. I oftentimes comment on her post. She'll put out she puts out posts, and I'll leave a like and a supportive comment, about like number whatever, and I'll say something, hi boo or whatever. And Kayla Boo. No, Belinda, we're not saying you're the. We're talking about the homeless people, the people who are the zombies, the herd. We're talking about those people. Those are the ones we're referring to. We're not referring to you. I would never refer to you that way. Anyway, 7 likes, 12 in the house. Or 12 likes, 7 in the house. I got that. I got to get that one right. So um, back to the parcel, the box that we would put together to try to help somebody out. Thank you, Holly. She's a good person. She's worthy of your sub. I hardly ever get notifications of channels. Well. If you hit the notifications, um, then I don't know. I don't know. I've had problems with notifications myself, so don't feel like you're alone. So back to where we're at. Um, a can of fortified powdered milk. Fortified powdered milk. Yeah, that can be the case. Some of us are, I guess, what you would refer to as possibly shadow banned, where the AI doesn't like us because of our content, and therefore it does what it can to try to disrupt us. Um, Sort of like being on double secret probation. Uncle Al can talk to you about that one. So a can of fortified powdered milk. Oftentimes, we have small children, sometimes multiple small children, and they need milk. They need nutritious food and they need milk. So a can of fortified milk. Yeah, I understand. My phone service varies. Varies. I have T-Mobile, and I have a T-Mobile internet box that you just plug into the wall, and it's out in my dining area. Well, yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Holly. So number one was a can of fortified powdered milk. A lot of people are lactose intolerant, so they want almond. Like my daughter drinks almond milk. Um, you get powdered milk, freeze dried milk, and it's usually a substitute, like a whey milk, or it's not cow based. It's plant based. Number two, a can of butter cookies. I like to get those cookies at Aldi's. They're a pretty good sized can. I get them for my wife. They're about $5. They're like butter cookies. They're good. Um, a can of vegetable shortening or lard, manteca in Spanish, manteca. I'm still. Let's see. I still have to film David box video. Yes, Uncle Al has declared retaliation. Let me know if you need powdered milk. I have 20 plus pounds in packets. Yeah, I like those packets, Dave. Those vanilla milks, those packets. I can always use some of those. Matter of fact, I'll pay you for them. You know, if you ship some to me, I'll send you some money for them. But no, I use those. The way that those work, I'd have to go out to the kitchen to get some, but I've got them my out in the kitchen, and you get one packet, 8 ounces of cold water, mix it up, get all the lumps out, gives you a cup, 8 ounce cup, one packet. And I've got a bunch of those that Dave sent me. And every so often, when I'm not drinking regular 1% or 2% milk, because I'm not lactose intolerant, then I'll mix those up. And I also take them to school. What is shadowed? Well, you know, and the other thing, Barbara, you eat what's available. If you don't have the money, you eat what's available, what's given to you. I grew up very affluent when I was a boy. We grew up, my father made really good money, and I ate very well. But I ate what they gave me. Now, yeah, I had certain preferences, you know, things my mom knew that I liked, so when it came to desserts and such, she'd hook me up. But as far as the food, she'd make me eat like liver and onions and various things that don't necessarily taste that good to a child. But I ate what was put in front of me. I was expected to eat what was put in front of me, and I ate what was put in front of me. Now there are some people like they'll go hungry if they have to eat something that they don't technically like. It's like, okay, well, go hungry, you know. But then that's also a characteristic of cousin Dumas when it comes to some of that. Yeah, that is shadowing when they don't promote you. And so so number 3 was a can of vegetable shortening or lard. Number 2 was a can of butter cookies, and number 1 was fortified powdered milk. Oh, one of my kids is texting. Good Lord. Um, Number 4, a box of cubed sugar. You remember that you put like how many cubes? 1 or 2, sugars. Oh, put 3 in. Little sugar cubes. I get packets, like pure cane sugar packets, but I prefer to use the stevia. I use the green stuff. My preference is to use the green stuff. Yeah, YouTube jail. Yeah, right. YouTube jail. Okay. 11 in the house, 13 likes. The YouTube jail. Next, A can of cheese or a box of Velveeta. The Velveeta. Yes, Velveeta, the cheese. I remember back in the day, before a lot of folks were around, a few of y'all probably remember this. They used to have the cheese lights. The government would give out government cheese. And you'd have the people lined up. And sometimes I'm a little bit, I go have to wait in line, someplace. And I said, man, this looks like one of those government cheese lights. Some people start snickering and laughing, and others look at me like, what the hell is he talking about? Younger people, they never experienced that. So a lot of times when you start referencing stuff from back in the day, uh, yeah. Number 6, a box of crackers or matzo. Now, I will tell you this. You can still get a good sized box of crackers. Like if you go get the generic, you go over to Walmart or you go to Aldi and you get their boxes. I buy several boxes at once of those crackers, and they usually have 4 packs of them. They're wrapped um, under $2 a box. So putting in a box of crackers, crackers help fill you up like you have soup or you have chili, or you peanut butter, and you can put peanut butter in a cracker or whatever. The military, they give you the big crackers, usually 2 of them. You break them up, it's the equivalent of having like eight of the smaller crackers when you break them up. Fried bologna sandwich. I ate a lot of fake government spam. Right now, you go buy spam. Can of spam's about $4. You go buy a can of spam's about $4. I was over at Walmart yesterday, passed the spam, and it was $4. A jar of instant coffee. You can go to the dollar store, and you can get a lot of the stuff we're talking about fairly cheap. It's a couple of dollars. And then 2 bars of unsweetened baker's chocolate. That's getting expensive. Oh, I would buy what they sell at Aldi, and Uncle Al says that's not spam. I mean, that's not, that's not the real thing. He says that's fake or whatever. It's basically what the Germans put out for spam. It's made by a different company, and it's cheaper than the spam that we buy here. Basically, I'm reading a list of items that you would put in a church box. Like if you're putting together a parcel for somebody to try to help them out, items that you'd put in there for them to help them out. And these are some notes that Uncle Al sent me for tonight's topic, Melinda. So number 9 would be a jar of jam or peanut butter, or you could put one of each. Peanut butter and jelly is really good. A can of Spam, treat, or corned beef. It's number 10. Like if I was putting stuff in, I would put in a box of oatmeal. I'd put in oatmeal. I'd also put in some ramen. Inexpensive stuff that they can fix. Because you eat ramen with some crackers, that's a meal. A little salt and pepper in it. Number 11 would be a can of tuna. Salmon or mackerel. A can of tuna, salmon, or mackerel. Number 12 would be a can of liver pate. Yeah, and that's something you can certainly put. Something you can certainly put in. Something else I'd be putting in them. I'd make sure everybody got one of these. Everybody get a copy of the Constitution. So as I'm sending stuff out, you're going to be getting. And some of you I've sent before because I've sent those out. I've mailed out copies of the Constitution. The other things like when I buy pens, do you see what I'm writing with? I get a 12 pack of these. They're about $2 now. Pencils. I use black and I use red. I usually use like red grading pencils for grading or leaving comments and such. But I write. Um, these go for like 50 cents a piece, different colors. My journaling, or whatever. I give them out to students if they're needed, depending on what we're doing. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing this year with these kids, like credit recovery, and we're doing like computer programs when they get issued their Chromebooks. They don't have their Chromebooks yet. When they get that stuff, a lot of the stuff we'll be doing online. Eduphoria, and they do it online. And I'll have kids coming to me for inclusion, like for assistance. It's like, if I'm working with 50, 60, special needs kids or kids that are trying to do credit recovery, I can't have that many at once, and I'm helping them. And they say, oh, you need to teach this kid resource math, or you need to teach her, English or whatever. And it's like, well, I'm the one that you got. It's like this. The more you ask me to do, the less well I'm going to do it. But anyway, 1 pound of raisins or prunes. 1 pound of raisins or prunes. Then Uncle Al said a jar, number 14, would be a jar of multivitamins. And number 15, take care, Dave. Appreciate you coming by. And a jar of soup bouillon, like bouillon cubes. I buy the chicken and beef. So like when I do a crock pot, like I did stew meat with potatoes, I put 3 bouillon cubes in it with filtered water, and then I basically set it for 6 hours. And it was probably about 7 hours before we ate. And then my wife likes white rice, so I made her white rice, and then I ate, little potatoes. And I had enough to have today. So this morning for breakfast, instead of eating my taco or eating, eggs and whatever, I ate stew meat and potatoes. Had a nice bowl of it, and that'll be a short that I'll put up. We fed 300 a week homeless for $400 a week. Yeah, good stuff, bouillon. I'm into that. So Again, the topic for tonight, and I'll run through it real fast. Putting together a parcel for people in need. And Uncle Al provided me this list, and there was a dietitian, professional dietitian, who helped him. Somebody that follows their church to design the contents. And again, I included, for purposes of packets of oatmeal, like a box of oatmeal, and ramen, beef or chicken ramen. But I would include that in my parcel. So a can of fortified powdered milk, very, very good, very important. A can of buttered cookies. A can of vegetable shortening or lard for cooking. A box of cubed sugar. Can of cheese or box of Velveeta. A box of crackers or matzo, and that's not expensive. A jar of instant coffee, which is good. If you give them something other that's got like 30, 40 servings, that's a month's worth. They can have a cup every day for a month. You know. 2 bars of unsweetened baker's chocolate. A jar of jam or peanut butter, and I basically put in both. A can of Spam treat or corned beef. And Spam goes for about $4 for a can now. If you buy it, at the store, you go to Walmart and you buy it. You'll get a different brand name if you go to Aldi with the German stuff. It's not the same thing according to Uncle Al. A can of salmon, mackerel, or tuna. A can of liver pate. 1 pound of raisins or prunes. A jar of multivitamins. And a jar of soup bouillon. And I will tell you, when you're eating donations, you put what's donated. Someone might donate something that's not on this list, and it's edible, it's reasonable, and you stick it in your boxes. Hello, cowboy. How are you doing? Smoked cowboy. Welcome, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Eight in the house, 13 likes. Yeah, I make a real good breakfast taco. I make a good breakfast taco. I make a good breakfast plate. We have chickens. I get lots of eggs. Hard, keep track of. Gotta date them and everything. When I went over to Aldi, they did not have many eggs, and I looked through to see, hey, did they have another big, do they have another big crate of them back there they're getting ready to put out? No, they didn't. So people have been hitting them hard on the eggs. And that's a short that I put up today, I believe. Went over there yesterday. Mike Crusher Reviews. Hello, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. I have been saying that I was going to do a menu number 4, which is my favorite, the spaghetti. MRE menu number 4. Yeah, we completed our first week of school with the kids last week. This will be the second week of school. This will be starting the second week of school. I've been back to work 3 weeks now. This will be the 4th week of work that I've had because I went in 2 weeks early. So this will be the. You've never had the MRE spaghetti? Wow. No, that's my favorite menu. I like the chili mac and I like the spaghetti. Those are my 2 favorites. And I'm working my way through case A. I'm working through a case of Warnick right now. I've got the B. I've thought about doing a comparison between the different, because I've got cases of Sapaco and, different ones. And yeah, the cold weather spaghetti is good. That's freeze dried Mountain House. That's good stuff. I need to order a case of cold weather. I don't have any cold weather. Well, I have 1 or 2, but they're put up. But no, I need to order a case of cold weather. I just got a case of Moors in the hot weather. I was going through a cold weather yesterday during the live stream, and I had opened up it's good stuff. Good stuff. You like the refried? So anyway, the next video that I release, and I released the 2,000 subscriber giveaway video. The next video I release, I have a gift box from Dave that he sent me, and it is a large quantity of sauces, like 20 different. I pulled them out and looked at them. 20 different 2-ounce small sized hot sauces, different sauces. And I need to do a video of that. I'll do an unboxing of that. And I'm at 2,025 subscribers. When I get to 2,100, I will be doing a 2,100 subscriber giveaway. If you want to qualify to be in the drawing, you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 2,100. Now, let's say by a miracle I get an avalanche and I'm flooded overnight and I go from 2,025 to 2,100 overnight. Then I will look at I will take this video that I just released, the 2,000 subscriber giveaway video, and I hit 2,000 subscribers 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's the first video I've released in that time. And I'll write down all the names of the people leaving me comments, and then I will track back 4. So wherever I am at when I hit that 2,100, it'll be that video, and then I will track back 4 more. And whoever's left me a supportive comment on each of those last 5, hopefully they've left a like too, and they are subscribers, then I will put their name in the hat when I do the drawing, and whoever's name I pull out will be the 2,100 subscriber winner. And Uncle Al was the 200 subscriber winner, and he's won once before. I do one every 100. So he had won before. Jalapeno ketchup is pretty good. Yes, it is. Well, Mike, you leave comments, and I mean, the thing is, I had people who left comments on 3 of the 5. I had people who left. I felt bad for the ones who left comments on 4 of the 5. And some left comments on 2 of them. I get people who come and go. And there have been times, and Dave is very good about following. Uncle Al's very good about following everything. But every once in a while, they miss something. Every once in a while they miss something. Well, I thought I'd left a comment on that one. No, they hadn't. I mean, I looked twice. No, they hadn't. And every so often I'll say, hey, you need to leave a comment on such and such and such and such, so they can go back and do it. I feel bad for them, sometimes. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't, and it's just the way things work. I am down on the number of people who are going into my live streams. Before my wife had her last September, she had a major health situation, and I was out of pocket for a couple of months with her. She was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and then she was in rehab for a week, and then she was home, and she had this tube in her and a pump and all this crap. She have to go 3 times a week to go in. They'd have to work on her wound care and all that mess for a couple of months. I wasn't really wasn't doing anything at that time, very little. So I went from having 200-300 people, and literally I'd have 200-300 people come through my live stream when I do a live stream. Now, 50. At the end of this, I'll check to see the views, and it'll be 45, 50. And right now, 14 likes. And there'll be some people who missed. They'll come back, or they'll come in, and they'll take care, Joseph. Thanks for stopping by. Take care, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. And there'll be some people who they'll come back by, like Enrique probably will, because he wasn't in here this evening. Looking to see who. Hillbilly Josh, I don't think came through. He'll leave a comment. He's working, oil field work. You just now got a notification. Well, that's wonderful. YouTube. Anyway, so I will just basically say that this coming week, while I'm at school, I'm working Monday through Thursday. I will probably not be doing a live stream. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Probably this next live stream I do will be Friday. I'll post it, and I'll probably leave a video letting y'all know about it. But don't look for a lot. I'll try to do a couple of shorts every day, and it'll probably be stuff like, what did I eat for breakfast at school, what I eat for lunch at school, maybe what did I fix for supper, whatever. YouTube gave you a warning again. Another one? Man, YouTube does not like preppers. Take care, Joseph. My best to the family. No, YouTube does not like people who do preparedness. Well, both of my kids are saying, okay, my daughter Gigi apparently sent me a sonogram picture. 5 months pregnant. Both of my kids should know that I'm live streaming right now, and they're texting me. Amanda was texting me a little earlier, and that's just, oh well, it's the kids. They're oblivious. They don't think about it. And both of them have got, both of them are university graduates. My daughter Amanda's got a graduate degree, an LPC, licensed professional counselor. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a proud father. So anyway, I appreciate y'all coming in. I appreciate the comments. Please leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 2100 to have your name in the drawing for a chance to win a nice box. And I will try to stay in touch. If you contact me, let me know what's going on. I will respond. I'll do my best to respond. I apologize I'm not doing more as far as viewing content and such. I just don't have the time for it. But I've got to get up in the morning at 5 o'clock and be about my business, and I'll be at school probably by 7. Please remember, when you get up in the morning, thank God for the day. Take your medication, say the Lord's Prayer, drink your coffee. Get cleaned up for a good day. And everybody, please remember the Scout motto is be prepared. We are in hurricane season. Everybody have a blessed day, and hopefully I'll see you again for another coffee talk. I really enjoyed this one. This was a nice one. I enjoyed it. It was a good topic and everything. Appreciate all y'all being here. You take care and God bless. Bye-bye.